Okay, so this is Jeff Badger, the grinding doc, and here we are at IMTS. We're right now at the Rush Machinery booth, filming some videos about what we did at Rush. And I'm going to talk just for a few minutes about my grinding course, my 3-day high-intensity grinding course. We've been doing them now for, 15 years maybe. And so what happened was I worked in grinding for many years. I went to many companies, spent years of my life on the shop floor. And then I thought, I can help companies, I can tell them what to do. Or better yet, instead of just fixing their problems, I can teach them how to fix their own problems. I can teach them about grinding in general and let them figure out what they want to do with that knowledge in terms of cutting down cycle times, getting rid of burn, dealing with burr, how to choose a better wheel, dealing with chatter, how to dress, everything like that. So I've been doing the grinding course for about 15 years now. It's a 3-day course. And that may seem like a long time for a grinding course, but I tell you, I could talk about grinding for 3 weeks. It's a big subject, there's a lot to know. And my approach to the course is, my goal is not just to say, hey, if this happens, do this. My goal is to give you an understanding of grinding from the bottom up. So people understand what's happening, not just, hey, if I get chatter, slow down the workpiece RPM, but I don't really know why. If I got burned, speed up the workpiece RPM, I don't really know why. But I will explain to you the why in terms of first principles, chip thickness, cutting, rubbing, and plowing, heat generation, things like that. So people have attended the course, they almost all of them report back saying that was really the beginning of their grinding education. They learned a lot in those 3 days, but then they've got the book of grinding that they get in the course, the electronic version. They get the various versions of the grinder's toolbox, and they continue to learn, they continue to make improvements, they continue to learn new stuff, they continue to refer back to the book of grinding, they continue to plug into the grinder's toolbox and just make slow, steady improvements. I had a guy I bumped into at IMTS just about an hour ago. He took my course a year ago, and he said, yeah, the course paid for itself. What did he say? The course paid for itself 6 times over within the first 6 months, and then they're continuing to use what they learn in the course. And what do we cover? We cover grinding from the bottom up. So we cover what actually happens when those little grits engage the workpiece. We talk about dressing, we talk about stationary dressing, plunge roll dressing, traverse disc dressing, truing of grinding wheels, which is a form of dressing, truing of super abrasive wheels, cooling, chatter, how to cool well, what matters most, flow rates, pressures, nozzles, everything there. Talk about cylindrical grinding, cylindrical plunge, cylindrical traverse, surface grinding, burr, burn, SG, Cubitron, ceramic abrasives, how to use them, the mistakes that people make when they use those products, not using the right aggressiveness or grit penetration depth because they're tough products. I like people to attend who have some grinding knowledge already. So if you just hired someone new and they know nothing about grinding, put them on a machine for a couple months. That's a better approach than taking a newbie. And I like people who want to learn. Send a guy or a gal who thinks they already know everything about grinding. I can sometimes win them over. I usually do win them over, but still it is better if they are excited about learning more and they want to learn more. And then again, it's the beginning of their grinding education. So really they will keep learning after the course is over, because the book of grinding is 4,000 pages I put together in the last 25 years. It's an electronic format. It spells things out in plain English, no fancy formulas, no gibberish, but just very down-to-earth grinding for people who are in the real world on the shop floor. And then during COVID, we spent a lot of time developing the grinder's toolboxes. So we have programs for cooling, surface grinding, which includes creep feed, cylindrical plunge grinding, cylindrical traverse grinding, cup wheel grinding. And then for dressing, we have single point stationary dressing, traverse disc dressing and plunge roll dressing to tell you if you're making your wheel sharp, making your wheel dull. We talk about the biggest causes of grinding burn, what is the most common reason, and it's almost all, 90% of the companies I go to that have grinding burn, it's one thing they're doing wrong. It's pretty straightforward, and then I explain to them what that one thing is and how to fix it. Cylindrical grinding, we teach you how to deal with burn, how to deal with chatter. If you've got a 45-degree swivel, how to do the shoulder and the outer diameter, how to choose those parameters, and just so much more about grinding. 3 days, people may think 3 days is a long time, but no one gets bored because it's I have a very down-to-earth, fun style. My sound effects are famous in terms of my it's not cheap. You can find cheaper courses out there, but everyone who attends my course says, yeah, I took the cheaper course. I kind of came back and things didn't change much. I took your course and it changed the way I think about grinding, and I get that a lot. And you're really not getting 3 days of my time, you're getting 25 years of my time, because it's taken me a long time to figure all this stuff out. Read all the academic academic articles, translate them to plain English, and then put that in the book and explain it. Spend years of my life on the shop floor, messing around on grinding machines, burning parts, not burning parts, fixing parts, blowing up a wheel occasionally, and then I go home and put all that into the book for educational purposes. And everyone who attends the course says, yeah, it's completely changed their approach to grinding. So attend 3 days and see what happens afterwards. And there's a very good chance if you send the right person, the right attitude, good things are going to happen, not just a week after they leave, but for really years after they leave. And I've had companies say, yeah, it's been 5 years since we took the course, and we're continuing to use what we learned, and we're continuing to learn more as we dig into the Book of Grinding and take it to a higher level. So we're doing courses scheduled now in Ohio, Chicago, Michigan, Phoenix, Sweden, and then probably in Switzerland. We're in the process of arranging one of those, and that's just for the next 6 months. So check out thegrindingdoc.com for the course schedule and try to convince the powers to be, the powers to send you. It's an investment. Some people don't like to spend money, I get it, but for the money you spend, almost everybody says, yeah, it was the best investment they've ever made in their grinding operations, or maybe the best I've had also people say the best technical course they've ever taken. A lot of people have told me that. So I hope to see you at a course sometime in the future.